Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including Tesla's unprecedented demand, Tesla's new automated quality control, the new battery passport, and more, so let's get into it. First up today, we're regularly reporting about markets where the Model Y is becoming the best-selling vehicle of any type, and this just happened again in Europe. As recently as last year, when Tesla would have a record-breaking month of sales in a market, it would sometimes occur because it was the time they finally exported vehicles to that market in bulk. This still can happen, but in November, Tesla delivered nearly 20,000 Model Ys in Europe. Quote, Tesla sold 19,144 units of the premium midsize SUV, a gain of more than 260% on the same month last year. It was a big rebound for the electric model after it fell out of the top 50 in October, just 1 month after finishing as Europe's overall top seller. This made the Model Y the best-selling car of any type in all of Europe for November. That's impressive, but what's even more impressive is how Tesla did in December. The Model Y was the best-selling in Europe with 31,562 sales in December. In second place for December was the Model 3, selling 20,258 units. Throughout 2022, Tesla was in the top spot for 4 months. The Model 3 was the best-selling in March, then the Model Y in September, November, and December. It looks like this trend could continue growing with the Model Y dominating sales across Europe. Last year, the top-selling vehicle of any type in Europe was the Peugeot 208, and it looks like Tesla could take that top spot for 2023 if things continue as they have been. With recent price cuts, it seems likely. Next up today, quality control has always been a struggle for Tesla. While things have gotten much better in recent years, they still have a reputation for delivering cars with certain fit and finish issues. When buying a car as expensive as they are, it's not a great look, and we're still always looking for improvement with Tesla's delivered vehicles. Now, Tesla is moving to a new approach here in their Fremont factory. According to a Teslarati report this week, quote, Tesla is beginning to implement an automated quality control system at the Fremont factory to monitor build quality in vehicle interiors. Back in 2021, Tesla began hiring for quality inspection engineers who would specifically apply their expertise to an automated quality control system. Now, with a new permit, it looks like Tesla is proceeding with this. They are ready to install 2 new robots that will inspect fascia quality. The permit is called Automatic Inspection System and says installation of power and structural anchorage to support 2 new robots required to automate fascia inspection. Anchorage for PDP, MCP, and server panel. This is referring to the dashboard in a Tesla, so this could be Tesla's first implementation of an automated quality control system. We likely won't really hear what this looks like in action, and we still don't know exactly if Tesla is already using systems like this, but hopefully it leads to an improvement. Quality control itself is really the main issue Tesla has dealt with, since most cars are delivered with great builds, but others are not. Consistency needs to be improved, and this could help out. I'll keep you posted if we hear anything more here or see any noticeable improvements. Next up today, the big story right now is Tesla's massive price cuts. This has led to quite the controversy amongst new Tesla owners due to Tesla's lack of communication and incredible sudden price slash. However, the long-term view is that Tesla has immediately been able to undercut competition, qualify for the new 2023 tax credit of $7,500, and increase their order backlog once again. There were many factors at play, but Tesla did have more production than deliveries in each of the last 2 quarters. For Q4, they produced 34,423 more vehicles than they delivered. Tesla said, quote, we continued to transition towards a more even regional mix of vehicle builds, which again led to a further increase in cars in transit at the end of the quarter. This is clearly at play, but now that they have dropped prices, it appears demand was as well. They're making more vehicles than ever, so they need more customers than ever. At the same time, what many don't fully realize is how much in control of pricing Tesla is. People think that Tesla dropping prices means that they're done and that the big companies will take over, but this couldn't be further from the truth. A new analysis article on Reuters dives deep into this. Quote, Tesla, once one of the auto industry's biggest money losers, has over the past year built a commanding lead over most major rivals in profit per vehicle. They chart out Tesla's lead in profit per vehicle and say, quote, Tesla earned $15,653 in gross profit per vehicle in the third quarter of 2022, more than twice as much as Volkswagen, 4 times the comparable figure at Toyota Motor Corp, and 5 times more than Ford Motor Co. In China as well, Tesla is in a similar situation. Quote, the end of central government subsidies is accelerating a market share war among rivals in the world's largest EV market. Tesla has taken the nuclear option to bully the weaker, thin margin players off the table. They mentioned that Xpeng and others benefited from Tesla's price hikes. spikes, but now that Tesla has dropped prices, they have to respond in turn. However, they're lowering prices, quote, with less financial leeway than Tesla. Xpeng reported gross profit of $4,565 in the third quarter and a net loss of $11,735 a vehicle, according to company data analyzed by Reuters. We haven't seen price drops in the US in response to Teslas yet, but we may need them soon enough if Cadillac or Ford truly want to ramp up production on their competing EVs and have the demand to fill them. Tesla has been sitting on some inventory at the beginning of this year, but now, quote, Tesla is currently experiencing unprecedented demand in the US following the significant price cuts that happened last week. According to this report, stores are hitting new records for sales within a single week. This is happening to multiple stores across North America. As a result, Tesla's inventory is dwindling at a record rate as well. Tesla has had more inventory than we've seen for some time, and now that prices are lower, many people are buying them up. Quote, as for new custom orders, Tesla will likely run out of build slots for the North American market in the next few days. This is the bigger part of this report to me, because this means that very soon we'll see a wait time return for Teslas. Soon enough, you may not be able to get a Tesla quickly, and you'll instead put your order in and wait some months like I did back in 2022. Another big piece of waiting, though, is the tax credit. Right now, if you qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit, the Model Y and 3 qualify, but potentially only until March. Tesla's website details this, saying until March 2023, certain new Model Y vehicles qualify for a $7,500 federal tax credit for eligible buyers. The same is on the Model 3 page. Tesla breaks down all the requirements to qualify for this credit. So taking delivery before March could be a very smart option if you qualify. The prices have just dropped more than we expected. There are no solid rumors of Model Y updates out there, plus this $7,500 may disappear come March. The reason for this is that the EV tax credit battery sourcing guidance has been delayed until March. Right now, any Tesla qualifies, but come March, due to strict sourcing requirements, Tesla vehicles may not fully qualify. It's unclear though. Tesla seems to be saying they won't, but it could just be that they're unsure until the guidance is fully detailed in March. For the Model 3, however, another Project Highland Model 3 was spotted testing out on the road. This is a Tesla manufacturer vehicle, purposely covered up, so a revamp of this car in some fashion is expected. As usual though, the timeline is unclear. Most assume this has to do with updated cameras or sensors and may end up coming to the Model Y as well, but the majority of the change may have to do with manufacturing. Either way, per usual, it's tough to time. Buying now could get you a great car at a great price with a great tax credit, but things may change in March as well. The thing I'd say is that if you're happy with the features the car delivers at the price you can get it at, then you can't go wrong. One piece of Tesla demand that could affect their availability and wait time this year could be Hertz. Back in 2021, Hertz announced that they were buying 100,000 Teslas for their fleet. Since then, we've heard about how well Teslas are doing for Hertz and more expansion plans. This week, Hertz and Uber announced that they're expanding their partnership to electrify their fleet and deploy 25,000 vehicles in Europe. Quote, Hertz will make up to 25,000 electric vehicles available to Uber drivers in European capital cities by 2025. A wide range of suitable EVs will be on offer, including vehicles from Tesla and Polestar. These will come from Tesla and Polestar, but Teslas are much more available at this point. Over in Denver, Hertz is also planning to expand their EV fleet. According to Hertz's press release, it will deliver 5,200 EVs to its Denver locations, while also helping place EV charging infrastructure at the Denver International Airport and surrounding Hertz locations. Hertz is expanding quickly, and we know that they ordered 100,000 Model 3s, but they also ordered an untold number of Model Ys. They've also ordered 65,000 Polestars and 175,000 assorted GM EVs. However, with those companies, they are still scaling. Polestar delivered a total of 50,000 EVs in 2022, and GM has yet to deliver a number of their promised EVs. For now, at least, this means that when Hertz needs more EVs, they'll only really be able to get them in large numbers from Tesla, and they'll be encouraged to do so thanks to these new lowered prices. Tesla has a pretty big handle on creating a lot of demand for their cars by dropping prices, all while increasing production capacity. It will be very interesting to see develop throughout 2023. Next up today, a quick update about my process trying to get a steam retrofit on my Plaid Model S. When Tesla announced the refreshed Model S, a big part of that refresh was the updated infotainment system. Today, when you buy a Model S, Tesla shows a photo of The Witcher on screen and says, up to 10 teraflops of processing power, unlock in-car gaming on par with today's newest consoles. Play from any seat with wireless controller and headset compatibility. In this render as well, you can actually see the game being played on the rear screen, which still isn't a feature they actually deliver on this car, but The Witcher has arrived via Steam. In the holiday update, Tesla added Steam to these vehicles, which allows you to play thousands of AAA games, but shortly after we found out that this only works on newer 2022 Plus Model S's and X's that have 16 gigabytes of RAM. This was frustrating to hear because here is what Tesla's website showed in January of 2021 when the refresh was announced. It's an even larger image of The Witcher on screen, and they also mention up to 10 teraflops of processing power enables in-car gaming on par with today's newest consoles. Tesla took a while to truly deliver this car, and things changed on it, like the originally announced tilting screen, which they removed and then brought back later. But in June of 2021, they held a Plaid Model S delivery event. They specifically talked about PS5 level performance in the Plaid Model S and had an entire section of the event dedicated to a Cyberpunk demo on screen.
So high frame rate will do 60 frames a second with state-of-the-art games.
By the time I took delivery of mine on September 7th of 2021, Tesla's website still had no mention of a tilting screen. I wasn't expecting to receive that, but I was expecting to receive a software update with AAA gaming at some point. They showed it at the event, the website showed it when I ordered it, and here's the website on September 5th, 2021. Clearly, AAA gaming is a feature they are advertising as a feature of this car. In usual Tesla fashion, this took a while to arrive in software, but it did arrive with Steam support. However, I found that I don't actually have the hardware necessary for it. That PS5 level performance actually isn't in my car. Technically the hardware is there, but I can't use it, and apparently I need 8 more gigabytes of RAM. That's also the case for every Plaid Model S that Tesla delivered at the very event where they demoed Cyberpunk in the vehicle. Elon Musk confirmed that Tesla would offer a retrofit for this feature, but I've found that Tesla wants to charge me $2,157.69 for this retrofit. I pushed back with Tesla service recently and ended up speaking with them. Essentially, my response was along the lines of brief comments or public statements by employees may not include all clarifications regarding compatibility across all markets, and so on. I would agree if Elon had just said this in a tweet, but it has been advertised on their website from day one and was demoed at the launch event. I think this should be covered 100% free of charge for any owners who bought a Model S or X refresh prior to this 16GB upgrade. To me, I don't even care that much about Steam, I just care about what I was sold and Tesla doing the right thing here. This is another in a line of examples of why you absolutely never buy a product for its promise of a future software feature. For me, this extends to FSD. Subscribe first or buy it if you are happy with the features available in the package today and know the risks of buying it. If Tesla doesn't deliver what you were hoping, they might tell you that brief comments or public statements by employees don't include all clarifications. This also worries me for features Tesla is promising in software like basic parking sensor functionality. With Tesla's removal of ultrasonic sensors in October of 2022, they said in the near future, once these features achieve performance parity to today's vehicles, they will be restored via a series of over-the-air software updates. It's already January and no word on these features being restored. This feels like something they will restore, but how can we guarantee it? I think we can say at the least that Tesla definitely rides the line of false advertising. It's something to definitely keep in mind for the future. Buy the car for the features they are actually delivering physically on delivery day, not for more. I'll let you know if anything changes here, but I won't be paying $2,000 for this feature, and I'm definitely disappointed by Tesla here. Next up today, Tesla has released their first proof of concept for what the future battery passport will look like. This is from the Global Battery Alliance, and their goal is to partner with the top companies making batteries and make a battery passport that is, quote, a digital representation of a battery that conveys information about all applicable ESG and life cycle requirements based on a comprehensive definition of a sustainable battery. Tesla and Audi are the first two automakers to participate in a proof of concept for this passport. Tesla did their proof for Cobalt on a long-range battery pack built in China, and it looks like this. As we can see, it details the manufacturer as Tesla, the pack producer as Tesla, the battery cell producer as LG Energy Solutions, the country of EV assembly, battery production, and cell production is China, and much more. We can see the type of cells, the total energy confirmed as 78.05 kilowatt hours, energy density, expected lifetime, temperature range, chemistry, and more. Again, this is all for a Tesla built at Giga Shanghai. Right there, that's a lot of great data to make an informed purchase decision, but also something that will help inform all parts of the industry. On the next tab, we can see materials, and this confirms that 100% of the cobalt in the battery comes from Glencore in the DRC. That only makes up about 1% of the battery materials, so this report isn't complete yet as it's a proof of concept. Eventually, these reports will be complete, reporting on 100% of the materials in an EV. Audi's example report accounts for 10% of the materials in the battery, including some lithium. This is another proof of concept, but it's very interesting to see all details for. It will be some time before this is truly in place, but it's a great thing to see and will inform consumers and agencies in depth on all sources for an EV. Last up today, details are coming in about the used EVs that will qualify for a $4,000 US federal tax credit. There are specific requirements as an individual, and then the sale price of the vehicle must be under $25,000 among other requirements. So far, the vehicles listed include 2 versions of the Audi e-tron, 3 versions of the BMW i3, the Fiat 500e, Ford Mustang Mach-E and Focus Electric, Hyundai Ioniq BEV and Kona Electric, Mercedes B250e, Mini Cooper SE, Mitsubishi MIEV, 6 versions of the Nissan Leaf, 4 vehicles from Smart, the Toyota RAV4 EV, Volkswagen e-Golf and ID4, and lastly the Volvo XC40 Recharge. There's also a long list of plug-in hybrids that will qualify as well. Of course, you then have to get that vehicle under $25,000, which may be easy for some and difficult for others. As is the case with the new EV tax credit, the requirements are still developing, so more vehicles could definitely end up on this list in the weeks and months to come. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see the mixed reactions to Tesla's recent price cuts, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.